Hello YouTube, this is Dakota from Bowtied Media, and today we've got a brand new installment of This Week in EDM, where you go over songs that came out this past week in EDM, not from this most recent week, but 2 weeks ago. I'm a little behind because we were building the brand new studio here, the new Bowtied studio. But as always, this is just my opinion. Do not take them as gospel truths, as well as, all the songs are in the Spotify link down below for easy access listening. So let's hop into it. Starting us off in the bad category is Timmy, Trumpet, YouNotUs, and panicbaby with Born to Be Lonely. Everything about this track just feels slightly off. The production, the mixing, the vocal cadence, the drops, they all feel like something is missing from the fray, and I'm not entirely sure what it is. It's not a terrible track, just weird. Then we're hopping into the meh category right away. We've got ARTY with The Edge. Trying to be a bit of a throwback festival progressive house tune, which is generally fine, but the mixing is really terrible on this thing, and it sounds more dated than actually a true throwback. Then we've got sapientdream with True from the new Chrysalis LP, which is a slushy alias, by the way. This track in particular is an odd one because it starts off sounding like a cheap lo-fi track and then ramps into something special into this grand climactic finale, but I just don't really want to go through the first half of this track to get to that finale. So in the end, I kind of just think the song is whatever. Then we've got the typically Razor Weapon DEATHPIXIE'S REQUIEM, which is originally by Deadmau5, but this is a new hard techno breakbeat edit of Deadmau5's iconic Razor Weapon, and I'm feeling so-so on it. I think it's stronger than a majority of the kind of generic techno that's out there and has its own unique flair, but I just love the original track so much that I'd way rather listen to that one. Then we got Valentino and MERYLL with Elevator, a formulaic bass/tech house hybrid track that very much plays things steady and by the books. The sound design isn't too bad, but the song just really isn't doing much for me to really latch onto anything in particular. Then we've got Kiesza and Peaches with So Erotic, a fairly simple dance pop track that is, well, obviously trying to feed into that erotic sound design, but really isn't all that sexy. The constant So Erotic cry is also, well, not doing much. Then we've got AFROJACK, Martin Garrix, David Guetta, and Amél with Our Time. I mean, sure, this is the festival progressive house anthem of the year, especially with the names on this thing, but let's be honest with ourselves. We've heard this song a million times. This one isn't all that special. Then we've got Glitch Boy with Fly Away, a fairly new kind of kid alias here with Glitch Boy, with a brand new future garage track that starts off pretty simply, but has a second movement that really brings things home. I just wished it kind of kept that synth run going a little bit longer in the second half. Then we've got Volpe and Mathue with ANESTHETIC. Probably Volpe's lightest song to date, as he embraces a more early 2000s pop-punk aesthetic with Mathue's vocals, and keeping those main drops fairly tame by Volpe standards. It's like a light half-trap meets like 2000s nostalgia. Then we got Rudimental featuring Jess Glynne with Back to Me, a pretty safe and short new liquid D&B tune that I'm sure will have some semblance of commercial success, but is otherwise a fairly straightforward tune. Then we are heading into the good category with Fred V and Aeon Mode featuring Cameron Hayes with Siren. This track is a prime example of the notion that even though a song can have a fairly standard song structure, it can still be fantastic. These two producers team up for a stellar new dance floor D&B tune. Then we've got the Chainsmokers and Bo Knox with White Wine and Adderall. Probably one of the best Chainsmokers tracks in quite some time. It's a more typical house track with a deeper sound palette and driving beat, and it works way better than any of the commercial slop they typically go for. The vocals are actually pretty solid, and the production is actually quite clean. Then we've got MERYLL with Field. MERYLL with another solid melodic house cut with more of an edge towards the progressive side of things. MERYLL in particular has a very signature sound right now, and I do think it's working quite well for him. Forrester, Petite Biscuit, and Amelia Ali with Close Your Eyes. As expected from a Forrester and Petite Biscuit collab, this is a vibey, melodic, and progressive house track with a calming atmosphere with lots of room for reflection. Then we've got Sudden Death with Blood Cave from the new Void Volume 2.5 Part 3. We're going on a lot with these compilations, but this is Sudden Death in full form to me. The variety of sound design and intensity worked really well in his favor this time around. Then we got Camoufly and Yazida with 4 AM from the new Skin album out now by Camoufly. The debut album from Camoufly is here and very much aligned with that kind of garage house sound that I've come to know and love from him. This tune in particular is a more laid-back, brighter cut with a consistent and driving beat to get you dancing. S.G. Lewis featuring Shy Girl with Sugar. A lovely new little house tune with that ever-present synth melody that gives the song a majority of its flavor. Shy Girl plays a more supportive role than I anticipated, but I think when everything got together, it just gelled. Isaac and Cloud9 with Voices. A bright and lighthearted new future garage tune from these two that delves into some future bass aesthetics here and there. A neat tune with a solid palette. Then we got Au5 and Psyuri with Levity. A decent new Au5 and Psyuri collab, but this is one that didn't really blow me away like some of their other tunes. I ironically think that this one is a bit too long and tries to do a bit too much, but all that being said, I'm being a little hypercritical of it right here because I really think this is a solid tune. Then we got Must Die with the Chaos VIP from the Chaos Remixes package. A wild and wacky VIP, but one that I really did enjoy. The big moments hit hard, there's a ton of variety, and I just think it's Must Die at his creative peak. Then we've got Godlands and Sport Mode with Left to Right. Just a pure party banger. Great mixdown, fantastic energy, typical structure, but works in the context of knowing exactly what's coming next and being able to dance to it. Pure modern club classic. Then we got Just a Gent with Freak of Nature. A wonky yet steady new Just a Gent track with all the spacey and eerie sound design that is typical from his style of production, but with a more, I would say, typical beat structure. It's a lot of the same, yet a whole new spin on things. Then we got Chris Lake and MPH featuring Kelly Lee Owens with Reach For You from the new Chemistry album out now by Chris Lake. A stellar garage house tune from these two as MPH joins Chris Lake's album for what is easily the strongest track of the record. I love how Chris really got into what MPH was going for and kind of honed in the creativeness of MPH, I would say to some extent, but brought it all back to the core sound of his record. Then we got Elohim and Crosstalk with Cartier. Elohim joining Crosstalk for a more relaxing, carefree, easygoing tune, very reminiscent of a Fred Again track. I'm honestly surprised with how much I was really getting into this thing. I think the 4-minute length is also perfect. Then we've got Bossfight with the Endgame VIP from the new Rocket League and Monster Cat 10-year anniversary comp, which is crazy that we're already at 10 years. But Bossfight is taking a more rock-centric approach to this new VIP, leaning into a more predominantly drum step sound. And honestly, I think I enjoy this one much more over the original. Then we have Jaiwolt with All Your Love, a short and sweet 2-minute house banger. This is a pretty quintessential modern club tune with a driving beat, catchy hook, and high energy. Then we got No Mana, Julian Gray, 28mm, and C.H.A.Y with Stuck, Drunk at Julian's. I'm not sure how or why this song came into existence, but my goodness, I'm glad it did. This thing is part hypertrance, part electronica, part ambient, part glitch pop. This is a wild ride of a track that just sounds oh so good. Then we got Skybreak with Star Cannon from the new Half Blood LP out now by Skybreak. I have been loving this new era of Skybreak, and Star Cannon might just be the best representation of this new sound as a whole. Skybreak is dancing around this really delicate balance of keeping his core colorful sound still present, but venturing into some more specifically intense, aggressive, and hype-up sound design, and he's knocked it out of the park on this latest project. Then we got Danny L. Harley and Pink Pantheress with Starlight. Danny L. Harley has such a unique production style, and teaming up with Pink Pantheress, who has recently ventured into some more explicitly EDM territory, was a huge win. The hard trance production is masterful, the vocals are stellar, and everything just gels for one of the most unique, commercially viable tracks you'll hear this year. And in the standout category, we've got Turquoise Death with Guardian Surface from the new Guardian album out now by Turquoise Death. Another long atmospheric breakbeat track from Turquoise Death that I love. I love the progression, the sampling, and I love the big beat energy towards the end in particular. This is a stellar tune. And I mean, the last song of this album is 30 minutes long, so it's crazy. And in our emerging artist spotlight of the week, we've got Devath and Primal Rights with Vile Lurker. I gotta give some love to Devath and fellow YouTuber Primal Rights here with the spotlight from the new 10-year Prestige Collection compilation. If you like rigid and aggressive rhythm with a slight color flair, this track is absolutely for you. But that's been This Week in EDM. Let me know what you guys think of any and all songs in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the new studio as well. Do you like it? If you don't, I can't go back, but I hope you like it. But other than that, I've been Dakota from Bowtied Media, and I'll see you guys in another video.